Welcome to another Baby Theater. Today, we're going to be talking about the donkey Scarecrow. One day, there was a donkey. He danced around, hopped around, full of life and excitement. He was extremely happy to be around and alive. He was the happiest donkey, I think they were saying, in 4 or 5 regions of the world. Happiest donkey. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. That's a lot of regions. Yep. So, this donkey's owner thought, well, I've done a really good job with this donkey, being the happiest donkey in the world. But you know what they say: too much of a good thing isn't good. Too much happiness is not great. Now, the problem is that saying is not really accurate. Because too much happiness is perfectly fine. But you see, that's not what his owner Jack had to say about it. Now Jack said, "Donkey, I need to make sure you're a little unhappy so you can calm it down on being the happiest donkey in 5 regions. All right? Happiest donkey in 5 regions. Can't do it. So what he did was he got stakes and he ground them into the ground, right? And he tied the donkey's legs to the stakes, and the donkey couldn't even move his legs. All he could do was go ee-haw, ee-haw, ee-haw. Now, what happened was a bunch of crows started coming into the yard, trying to steal his grass, and the crows were like, I'd like to steal your grass. I'd like to steal your grass. And the donkey was like, ew. And the donkey actually scared off the crows because he was like a scarecrow. Now, the donkey, you would think that this donkey would be super miserable at that point. Nope. The donkey was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I'm scaring off the crows. I'm helping the farm. I'm the happiest donkey in 6 regions now. Oh, 6 regions. The farmer wasn't very happy about that. He said, well, like a little unhappiness is better for you. So, next thing you know, the donkey was like, ew. The farmer, he put like a little bit in his mouth, so he couldn't speak. So he was like, well, the crows still flew off. Still, even with the donkey, he'd move his head back and forth, and that would actually make the crows leave him alone. Leave the farm alone. So then, the donkey, you would think the donkey would be really unhappy about not being able to speak. Nope. The donkey was like, I'm doing an even better job because I have a handicap. All right? So I'm doing even better now. It's amazing. Now, I'm the happiest donkey in 7 regions. And the farmer was like, oh, man. Jack was like, oh, what the heck? What do I have to do to make this donkey unhappy? I don't get it. He's too happy. Too much of a good thing isn't good. So you know what he did? He put a little neck brace on the donkey. And the donkey couldn't move his head around. He go, yeah, it was like that. He was like that. And guess what? The crows still flew away. So you know what the donkey was like? And you know what that meant? I'm the happiest donkey in 10 regions. Jumped all the way up to 10. Skipped like 2 regions just right off the bat. Boom! Doing such a good job. Well, Jack really didn't like that. He really didn't. He had said, "This donkey, too much of a good thing." So then Jack was like, "Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to feed the donkey. I'm not going to feed the donkey for 2 weeks. See if he can get a little unhappy." You know, and the donkey, he did get a little unhappy because he starved. But before he starved, he was the happiest donkey probably in like 12, 13 regions. So, pretty happy donkey. And then, so Jack, he says, "Well, I guess I showed him, right? I guess I showed that donkey. Well, it comes around, goes around, right? That's the saying." So these crows were like, "Caw, caw, caw." They actually started to bring the donkey little specks of food, and they couldn't bring him back, obviously. He did starve, but they kept bringing him food and food and food. The donkey, by the time, he was deteriorating. The donkey was just like, deteriorating, falling to pieces, and the crows kept bringing him food, bringing him food, bringing him food, bringing him food. They were little tiny morsels, but like these little tiny morsels added up, and they 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 added up, and you know what they did? They added up, and you know what happened? They added up. And the next thing you know, there was about 100,000-pound donkey formed out of corn niblets. Hugest donkey in the world. And, they say, they have a saying with corn, that the more corn there is, the happier you are. And they kept forming into this donkey, forming the donkey. Now, you had the 100,000-pound donkey, Scarecrow. And guess what? That was the happiest donkey in any region because of all the corn. I showed Jack. Now, the other thing about Jack is his farm is mostly corn. It's mostly corn, And the problem with that is that all these different crows nibbling at his corn, building up this giant corn monstrosity of a 100,000-pound donkey. All of his crops got destroyed. You know what happened? Well, Jack realized, oh no, he's running out of food. So it was kind of crazy. He goes, "What am I going to do to survive? This is crazy. I don't have enough food. Oh no." And right before he starved, a crow looked at him and said, "Too much of a good thing. Too much of a good thing. Too much of a good thing. Too much of a good thing. Caw. Too much Then you know what happened is a 10,000-pound donkey fell over on Jack's house, and he got crushed underneath it. Well, it just goes to show you can't have too much of a good thing, especially when it comes to food.